Polypede works here. So I played Multiverses when it first came out. Didn't think much of it because back then it felt floaty and bad. Unlike Smash Ultimate, right? Because let's not mix words here. This is trying to be the Warner Brothers Smash Ultimate, which is cool. And the idea is cool. But played it, didn't like how it played. The speed was all right, but didn't think much of it. Okay, so some time passes. The fact at the start that you had to pay money for characters in an unfinished game seemed a little suspect back then during the beta, but you know, I didn't spend any money on it, didn't think much of it, put it down. Okay, year passes, right? Then the game releases for real, okay? I play it, and I'm thinking, well, maybe some of the characters in the beta will be free now because now they're finished. The roster seems to be fleshed out now with more to come. So it'll be a great incentive to at least have the 20 or so characters that we had at the beta to be free now. And maybe you just pay for costumes. And those who have paid for the characters already, maybe you just get extra incentives, extra costumes. And that is what it seemed like from the advertising, from what I heard. However, what happened is that you have to still pay for every single character that has been announced for this game already. The only characters that are free are Shaggy, which everyone gets for free, Jason Voorhees, who is free for a limited time, and then Banana Guard, who is free for a limited time. So out of the 26 characters, 23 you have to pay for. And I did the math on this. So their currency is Gleamium, right? Gleamium, you get only like 100 Gleamium at a time for these login bonuses and whatnot. And they give you 100 if you play the game during the beta. So, okay. But to get a character, it is 1,000 Gleamium. 1,000 Gleamium costs 10 USD. So $10 American. 10 real life US dollars. Okay. So 10 times 23 is 230 US dollars for characters in a fighting game. And I cannot be one of these contrarian folks and say that anything this game does is better than Smash, because when you go to buy Smash, that is $60 off the top, right? For $60, no DLC, you get 69 characters. 69 characters. Now, some may complain about patches and whatnot, but at this point, patches are already in Smash. You update your game, yada, yada. But even at the start, it was never game breaking. Okay. There's nothing that would actually ruin the experience. However, in Multiverses, sometimes you log in, you can't see the character select screen. Like here. This is not a trick. This is not an editing foible. The select screen doesn't come up. That's kind of game breaking when I can't see the select screen for the video game. Bruh. But moving on. Here, you can play for free, and you can only play as maximum 3 characters. And that's if you get in at the right time, because otherwise, you only play as 1 character. Now, they do have a thing in which you can play as characters for like a limited amount of time. They rotate them out, but you don't actually own the character, which to me seems like a scheme, because never will it ever amount to other games like this in the same field. You go and play Nick's fighting game. That's what, $40 flat, and you get a lot of characters. You get more than 1. And none of these prices ever add up to $230 roughly. None of these do. None of them do. So you can't sit here and convince me that that's not a scheme. And this sort of business model does not work. That's why we don't have Killer Instinct, presumably now, because Killer Instinct worked off the same principles. You have 1 character and you have to buy the entire roster. Why even do that? Because there's no sense in playing now. It's like the play for free idea is a scheme, because who wants to just play as 1 character? And with the amount of cosmetics, especially in Multiverses that they're offering, you can stand to deal with giving people at least 12 characters, and then you have to buy the rest and buy cosmetics. To show you that a business model like this can work when you have a free-to-play model is that back in the day, around a decade ago now, there was a game called Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2, around 2007 or so, became free to play. But in being free to play, you had the option of buying weapons and cosmetics. And that turned into a sprawling economy. So yes, these free to play games can work, but you have to give the player enough incentive to play. Because really, even though these are two genres of game, just saying, Team Fortress allowed you to play as all 9 mercenaries. Multiverses only gives you 1 fighter. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. And it's kind of ignorant to me overall, because then the login bonus that they had set up with Twitch was that if you come back and you watch your favorite Twitch streamer for 90 minutes, you can get a costume for Garnet. Garnet from Steven Universe is a character that is initially behind a paywall. So, you mean to tell me I can get a costume for a character I can't initially play as? I don't know about you, but that seems a very, very bit of a disingenuous bonus to me. Don't know, but it seems very odd to do. Now, I appreciate all the voice lines. I appreciate how some of the characters play, even though now they've made the game even slower now since that it's out, and it's still odd and floaty, and it's just genuinely kind of bad to play. But the extra stuff that doesn't matter is cool. Like characters interacting with one another. That's fine. Does it make the game better? No, because the core of the game is bad. So that's why I probably won't be playing this much further down the line, simply because it feels like a scam. It felt like a scam in beta because, again, characters weren't finished and you were still offering the option to pay for characters who aren't finished. And those who were, you're offering the option to pay for characters in an unfinished game. That off the bat seemed a little seedy, seemed a little scheme worthy. And now you're saying that the game is out and finished. You still have to pay for all of those characters plus any more that come out. And I'm wondering, what is this game supposed to do? Because against Nick's game and against Smash Brothers, and then the new Smash is inevitably going to come out on the Switch 2 or the Super Switch or whatever, that's going to be better than this. Okay, as soon as that comes out, that's it. And all Nick has to do is flex a little muscle, and then that's it again. I don't understand the purpose in this. I don't follow why this is set up in this manner. To have to pay for Bugs Bunny is weird. And the fact that we're propping up the entire roster based off a Super Saiyan Shaggy meme is laughable, and not in the good way. That's not funny. It's bad. You mean to tell me I only get Shaggy for free because Shaggy's a funny internet meme? Who sat down and thought that there was a good idea? This is going to die again because nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to be around to play. And I didn't even think about this. If this is going to be considered like a serious fighting game that's supposed to be at EVO and whatnot, right? Or any just local tournament, what in the world is it going to look like when you have to pay to unlock all the characters? I hope at local tournaments, or not even local tournaments, I hope at like EVO and stuff, they have everything unlocked already, because the asking price just to play this game in a casual setting is very high, and it's going to keep getting higher as characters come out, because there's going to be more than 23 characters. So I'm just confused as to what the purpose of this game is. It can't be to make money, because even getting unlocks, or I should say, even getting currency to unlock the characters for free seems like a Sisyphean task, because they don't give you many rewards to do much of anything. Login bonuses don't give you that much. And then just playing the game isn't really going to suffice the amount of characters that are in the game. There's not enough times you can play the game to unlock everything naturally. Money is going to come in at some point, which is really sad because how other fighting games do it, like Street Fighter and whatnot, they give you a roster at the start and then you pay for additional characters and costumes. And then they have a season pass in which you can just get everything. But to have to pay for an initial roster is just not it. And it's not going to be it for a lot of people because you're kind of kneecapping the enjoyment of the game because no one's going to willingly fork up $230 to unlock everything at the time of recording. No one's going to do that. No one's going to do that. Some people might, but not everybody. It's not going to be the amount of people you would get if you just had an initial price tag on the game at first and then saying, well, if you want extra stuff, you can pay a little extra. But not having the option for that kind of sets the game up for failure. And I know a lot of people were saying that, oh, Multiverses is back, Multiverses is saved. That ain't going to be the narrative. It's just not, because no one's going to continuously keep doing this. Nobody is. Not enough people to sustain what it needs to sustain to be a success. You will have some whales. There are always whales around who will pay anything for anything, right? That's natural. But you're not going to have the outrageous success that Street Fighter 6 had, or Tekken has, or Smash has. You're not going to have it because the initial thing that you get out the box, metaphorically, is a scheme. It's all a big money scheme. But with that being said, give me your thoughts. If I'm wrong, hey, I'm wrong, but this isn't attractive from just looking at it. But yeah, that's it. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I'm not playing this anymore. It's trash.